So many streaks continue for the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight. They've now won 3 consecutive games. The point streak is up to 14 consecutive. And Mitch Marner, his point streak continues. He's now up to 22 consecutive games, which is remarkable. He's 3 away from Sidney Crosby and 4 away from Patrick Kane. Crazy stuff. And the Leafs won an overtime game. Yes, did they get a little bit of help? Of course they did. But who cares? In the end, the Leafs win a game in overtime, 5-4 over the Calgary Flames, and are now 18-5-6 on the season. 18-5-6. They're now 1 point back of the Bruins, albeit the Bruins have quite a bit of games in hand, so you look at it for the way you want it, right? It is what it is. First period. Doesn't take very long. Leafs get a power play about 5 minutes in. And the Leafs a shorthanded breakaway. And we're like, oh God, this is not going to happen. Matt Murray makes a great stop on the shorthanded breakaway. And it comes down the other way. Willie gets it around on the right side. And what a night it was for 88. Enters the zone. Passes it off to Matthews as he's cruising down the slot on the rush. And Matthews just a huge, Austin Matthews patting a wrister underneath the glove, and it beats Dan Vladar, and the Leafs have a 1-0 lead. Matthews from Nylander and Sandin at 5:04 of the first period, the first power play goal of the Leafs for the game, and it continued. However, 4 minutes after that, Noah Hanifin scores, and I believe Austin Matthews turned that puck over at his own blue line, came in the other way. Noah Hanifin ended up scoring on that. 3 minutes after that, Nazem Kadri scores. And I'm like, against the Leafs, yeah, it makes sense. And the Leafs now trail 2-1. Under 3 minutes to play, though, Leafs get another power play. And the Leafs win the puck battle along the boards, about at the left point. Gets back to Rasmus Sandin at the point. He fires it over to Willie Nylander, who has the time and space to walk into it. And he does. And he just beats Dan Vladar 5-hole. That's ugly. But the Leafs have tied the game at 2, and who cares how it goes in? Nylander has 2 points on the night so far. Sandin and Mitch Marner grabs his secondary assist on that goal, pushing the streak to 22 games for Mitch. But now you want to win the game, right? Shots on goal in the first period were 9-6 in favor of the Leafs, and it's a 2-2 game. Goalie's not doing too well early on. Matt Murray, it wasn't his best game. But again, some of these days you need the offense to carry you a bit, right? And it did today. In that second period, Trevor Lewis scored, and I didn't like this goal from Matt Murray. You know, it was a shot off the post, and the way he reacted to get to his other post was very slow. And Trevor Lewis, of all people, beats him 11-11 into the second period. I don't know if he didn't know where the puck was or what, but he was very slow getting to the other side of the net. And that gave him the 3-2 lead. 6 minutes after that, though, Austin Matthews wins the puck battle behind the net with Chris Tanev. Centers it in front. It goes all the way back to the point to Willie Nylander. And he fires it on, and it hits Chris Tanev, redirects, and passed. Dan Vladar, Willie Knees got 2 goals on the night. And the Leafs, yet again, have tied the game. It's now 3-3. And that's how it ends after 2 periods of play. Shots on goal were 13-8 in favor of Calgary in the second period. However, we got a tied hockey game heading into the third. And in that third period, what just landed on my nose? I don't know if you guys saw that. Okay, that was some fluff. That was weird. In the third period, on the power play, 3:31 in. Noah Hanifin scores on the power play. They have to review it a little bit, but it's quick. It's a good goal. And now the Leafs trail again. It's now 4-3. But less than 3 minutes after that, Nylander gets the puck, gives it to Matthews at the point. He just turns and says, screw it, and turns a slap shot and wires it on. It goes wide, but it bounces off the boards right back in front. And you know Michael Bunting's waiting right there for the rebound, and he buries it past Dan Vladar. His first goal in a while, his 6th on the year for the Scarborough boy. And the Leafs have tied the game at 4. So they've done it again, right? You're up 1-0, you end up going down 2-1 at one point. Then you tie the game at 2. They take a 3-2 lead. You tie it at 3. They take a 4-3 lead. You tie it at 4. How's this going to end? Well, shots on goal in the third period were 14-7 in favor of the Leafs. And we head into overtime. I think for every Leaf fan, we go into the overtime thinking one of two things. Or you could be thinking both, and I think that's where I was. One is, oh God, it's overtime. That usually means disaster, right? But then there's another side of me that's like, fellas, can we please win an overtime game? And off the ensuing face-off, because they go with David Camp, Timothy Liljegren and Rasmus Sandin as their first 3-on-3 overtime group. And I'm like, what the heck? I mean, I get it. The other guys haven't done anything, so fine. Maybe it was, Matthew Camp wins the draw, then he comes off the ice. Maybe that's what they were going for. I don't know. But right off the draw, Huberdeau, done. I'm not sure what he's doing with that stick. Brings it right up into Sandin's face, and it goes right all up in his face. And that's a high sticking penalty. It's pretty obvious. It's a real penalty. And the Leafs get the power play in overtime looking to end this thing. And to finally get an overtime win. I think they lost like 6 or 7 straight overtime games. And yeah, you got a power play, but who cares? And on that power play, Mitch Marner, the wizard himself, comes down the left side, fires it on. It's initially blocked by the defender, but the defender doesn't know where the puck is. You know who does, though? Mitch Marner, and he buries it into the empty cage. I don't think anybody knew where it was except for him. And the Leafs win it 5-4 in overtime. He's got the celly going on. Marner from Tavares and Nylander at 43 seconds of the overtime frame. And the Leafs win it. I don't think I said the assist for the other goals. Nylander from Matthews in the second period and Bunting from Nylander and Matthews in the third period. Very entertaining game. You had some scuffles. You had Wayne Simmons running at guys for no flipping reason, giving away a power play, making it 4-on-4. You had Bunting going after guys after Matthews took a high stick and it was a 4-minute penalty. But then Bunting gets in the box and it's only a 2-minute power play. And it's just so many things going on in this game. But very entertaining. Matt Murray wasn't as sharp today. Now, I don't really want to blame him on most of these goals. But you'd like him to make these stops, right? These are shots that go through him or just beat him, right? They're not like rebounds where he has no chance or 2-on-1s with a great pass and a great finish. No. I mean, I think a few of them were, but again, not his best night. But some of these days, you need the Leafs to win a game for him, right? And you got that today. I don't know how many times Matt Murray has won games for the Leafs earlier in the season, earlier in this stretch when they were having trouble winning games. Right? And Matt Murray and Ilya Samsonov were doing phenomenal things. And the offense wasn't going. Well, tonight, that got repaid to Matt Murray and the Leafs. As the offense came through, and the big guns got it done. William Nylander had a point on every single goal. 2 goals, 3 assists from my boy Willie Nylander. Austin Matthews had a 3-point night, a goal and 2 assists. Mitch Marner had a couple points, goal and an assist. And even Rasmus Sandin had a couple assists in this one. Shots on goal in overtime, 3-0 in favor of the Leafs. Shots on goal for the game were 34-26 in favor of the Leafs. And power plays, we got majority of the power plays, but they were legit power plays. One was a little tough, and I think it did lead to a goal. I believe it was the second Nylander, or the Nylander goal in the first. I can't remember what it was. It was the hit from behind from Backlund, and I'm like, well, yeah, gosh. Kind of just pushed him down, but I get it. You had 2 his hands in his stick, and you went like that right into his back, into the board. I kind of understand it. Just a little soft in that sense, but it is what it is. They were 1 for 2 on their power plays. Leafs were 3 for 6. Dominant. And going into the game, Calgary, I believe, had killed 13 straight penalties off. Not tonight. The Leafs did a job. Proud of them for it. Next up, for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and again, this could be a trap game. I don't know who they play afterwards to consider it a trap game. I'm going to check that out really quick. But the next game for the Toronto Maple Leafs is on Tuesday night at Scotiabank Arena as they welcome in the Anaheim Ducks to town. The Leafs go to New York to take on the Rangers on Thursday. So I wouldn't really say it's a trap game against the Ducks. It's not like you're playing Boston at home or Boston in Boston or Tampa at home or anything like that. The Rangers are a good team. They're not having a great season so far, but, I look at the Leafs and I'm like, look, you lost to LA in LA. It was painful. You just beat the snot out of them at home. You lost in overtime to the Anaheim Ducks in Anaheim. You now welcome them to Scotiabank Arena. Do what you did against the LA Kings. Give them that sort of treatment because they deserve it. Now, question for you guys before I wrap it up, and this is where I want you guys to get in the comments. Matt Murray is the number one goaltender, yes. We've kind of accustomed to that. We kind of seen in the past, and you look at the stretch the Leafs have been on, Samsonov's had some of the easier matchups, right? You know, he goes up against, I believe, the LA Kings, but then you have, you have Matt Murray going up against, like, Dallas and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Well, if that's the case, do you throw Samsonov in Tuesday's game against the Ducks, and then Thursday against the Rangers at MSG, do you go Matt Murray? That's my thought. I believe that's how they're going to play it out. We'll see as the days move forward and when Sheldon Keefe gives us confirmation. But that's the way I see it happening over Tuesday and Thursday's games. But we'll see how it plays out. All right. So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and the W tonight, smack the like button. Do appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button. You guys not already, comment down below. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Maple Leafs? The Twitter link and Instagram link are down in the description, so follow up there. Send me a DM to that. Great stuff. Discord link is down in the description as well. That thing was buzzing tonight after the Leafs W. Check that out down below if you want to join up, send messages, do all that great stuff in there. And so that link is in the description. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition Sunday, tomorrow. They play at home 6 p.m. against, or no, they're not at home. They're 6 p.m. in Orlando. Looking to rebound after the abysmal Orlando game yesterday. All right, and as for the Toronto Maple Leafs, they're back in action on Tuesday as they host the Anaheim Ducks at Scotiabank Arena. I will tell you guys this one thing, and it might jinx the Leafs. You know what? No, I'm not going to say it. I'll say it after that game if it's good, and even if it's bad, we'll say it as well. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the game tonight. We'll talk to you guys Tuesday against the Ducks.